Hey, I'm Georgia Lyons and this is Intros. And today on the show, I am so excited to welcome my friend Nayo to the Intros chair. Welcome.
Thank you. Finally, I want to see everything these chairs have to offer because I've been watching them on the internet and I want to see, can you do a full 360 and then we'll find out. Yes, you can.
I mean, really utilising the chair, all spaces. And I just love that you're here.
Yes.
A lot of history.
Should we get into it?
Yeah, we should.
Okay.
We went to school together.
Yeah.
I was actually in your brother's year.
And my brother fancied you.
Did he?
He's going to hate that I've said that now.
Oh, he will hate that. I remember he made me a mixtape at school.
What?
Yeah, I know. I was actually thinking about this the other day. Because you're year 6 and you're just like year 6 and I don't know. Oh, sorry, Patrick. Hey. Cool. Anyway, okay, so we went to school together. Mm-hmm. I mean, we were in choir together. Yeah. We sang.
We enjoyed singing together whenever we were able to.
And it's been a real big chunk of time. A lot has happened.
Yeah.
We've both been on our own musical wild journeys and just figuring out life as human beings.
Yeah.
As adults.
Yeah.
Travelling the world.
Yeah.
For our wonderful Intros audience that may have no idea who you are, can you tell us about the type of music that you write? What is the world that Nayo lives in?
Oh, hello. My name's Nayo, and I'm a folky songwriter artist from Wales. No, I'm from Aotearoa. I write kind of folky, songwritery music. The last few years, I've considered my songwriting to be like spells for myself, like, what do I want for myself? What are the things I want to say?
Yes.
What are the things I want to manifest in the next few years? And that's kind of been where I've been writing from in the last few years. And now I feel that's shifting, and I'm not quite sure what it's shifting into, but I'm enjoying just riding the wave. And I'm going through a big period of like the gathering of new information and learning and listening.
And you're currently visiting home.
I'm here visiting home, but I also I want to live here, so I'm trying to see how I can make that work.
Okay.
I would love to be involved in the New Zealand music scene more, and I feel like I've got good things to bring and good energy to come into spaces and learn and grow, and I get so much from this land, this whenua, like it feeds me, and I have to come back here at least once a year to recharge. And so I'm like, wow, what could my life look like if I lived here? And then I was just fully charged all the time. Oh, up the wire. Sorry.
Well, I feel like you have so much. You're saying I can learn so much from being here. Like, I feel like so many of us can learn so much from you.
We're all here to learn from each other.
Yeah, which I love, and I think that's such a beautiful posture to have. There's so many things I'd love to chat about. You're an amazing artist, you write incredible songs, your voice. As a performer, you just are so captivating.
Can't take all these compliments.
You should.
Okay.
What was the very first moment that you were like, I love music?
I've been going through old pictures at home, and there's this picture of me in hospital with a broken femur at 4, and I've got both of my legs strapped to the ceiling, and I got my cassette recorder next to me. And I think that's when I really fell in love with singing, because it was more than just a fun thing to do. It was actually like, oh, I'm keeping myself company by singing. So I think that's when I first was like, this could be a cool life choice. That being said, I also found a piece of paper from the age of 5 where I wrote that I'd like to be a butcher and have loads of money. So I don't know when music really overtook that.
I went through a phase of wanting to be a funeral director.
Really? Why?
Because my parents had these amazing friends and they had the most beautiful house and they were funeral directors. They actually owned the funeral home. And I thought, well, if I want to have a beautiful house like this, I should become a funeral director. So I love that there's a butcher and a funeral director and we're both in music.
Look at us now.
Look at us with our ski jackets.
We're on our fallback jobs and it's so going well.
What was your journey with ending school, figuring out that you were going to do music?
I left school and worked like 4 or 5 jobs to save up money. I told my parents when I was 16 that I was going to move to London when I turned 18, and they were like, to do what? Why? Want to do music? And they were like, okay, well, you know, you should go to uni and the fallback chat. But I think I realised pretty early on that this was the only thing that was going to make me happy. in my life. And so I love the saying, whatever you're doing, be 100% into it. My mindset was, I'm going to make this work.
Did you ever doubt your decision in terms of be like, oh, what do I do with this now? Like, I really am passionate about this and I want to follow through, but the practicalities of making it happen, or were you just like, watch me?
Watch me.
Watch me.
I've definitely moved to England with that energy, watch me, and then got there and reality was like, pew, pew. And it was really hard because I was by myself in a big place. And I think it's cyclical, that feeling, honestly. There's even still times now where I'm like, should I have something to fall back on? I don't know. But it's not really a pursuit of music anymore. It's just a pursuit of having the freedom to live my days in a creative way. And if I can go to bed and be happy and grateful for the moments that I got to create and have during the day, then I'm like,
when did that transition happen? That's a very big perspective shift in taking the pressure off yourself.
It's funny that you asked that question because what happened after I made that decision was really beautiful. I think it was 2016 or around that time, and I was having one of my cyclical times, and I was like, I'm going to go back to Aotearoa and I'll figure it out there. And I moved back and I was living in Taranaki and I was working at a cafe. I was pretty miserable, but I was like, music's just so hard and I just feel really worn down by it. And then just started having chats with friends about, like, someone asked me, what does success mean to you? And I think I hadn't thought about it up until that point. And I thought, well, success means like being on the biggest stage and like having a big audience and a big fan base and like being able to buy dinner, things like that.
Pay for my groceries.
Paying my tax. And yeah, so I spent a really long time unpacking that and like every day writing about what success looked like to me and redefining it and redefining it and redefining it until I got to the point where I was like, all right, if that's what success means to me, which is just enjoying my life, then I'm not enjoying my life making coffee. I'm just going to go back and give it another try. I was like, I'm going to play Glastonbury. That's going to be my thing. So I managed to book like 11 shows at Glastonbury and was like, yep, that's a good reason to go back.
Yes.
And got to Glastonbury and then got an email from Harry's people asking me to join the band. And I just thought it was so funny because that all happened within 2 weeks of me deciding what success was and realising I am successful because I love myself and because I create the space to love myself and I get to work on being creative. That's successful as.
When you say Harry's people, tell us about that journey.
Master Harry Styles. Cool. I played in his band for the last 4 years. I mean, it was pretty random. A few of his producers and friends saw me playing in LA for another band.
Yes.
And they came up to me afterwards and asked me if I wanted to be in his band, just straight up. And I was like, I thought I was being punked. So I told them to fuck off. And they were like, well, what's your name? And I was like, Nigel, no mates. And then went back to Taranaki and made coffees. So 8 months went by and then they finally found my email and it just happened to be the week that I decided I'd defined success for myself and I was going to go to Glastonbury. Pretty wild, yeah. Despite it being such an incredible opportunity, a hard decision to make to do that because as a solo artist you spend so much of your time like by yourself and it's like you're in your world and to choose to step into someone else's world was not a decision that I made lightly but it was one that I knew that I'd grow from so I decided to say yes.
There's not many people within New Zealand that have, I guess, toured to the capacity that you've toured the last 4 years. Like, how many shows have you guys played?
I don't know.
Just
official shows, I think it was in the 150s range, maybe.
How do you look after yourself in that space? As a human being, I get smoked after 5 shows and I'm, like, grumpy for weeks. Like,
you have to be okay with being grumpy and, like, accepting that everyone around you is going to be a little bit grumpy and that, it's a hard one. My self-care things, like I love having baths. So I'd have a bath whenever I could. In every space I was at, I would set up, like, a little table with, like, my favourite rocks or some candles or whatever, just, like, things that remind me of home or, like, of the centre of myself. Self-care it is very hard. IV drips got me through in the end. learning to say no is also, I feel, a part of becoming like a grown-up woman, and like the power that comes with that when you hold your own power and you know what you have and what you don't want.
Big stuff, eh? Yeah, paying your taxes.
We're becoming adults.
A massive part of intros is all about songwriting. What is your process? How do you write your songs?
It's a good question. It's a good, tell me.
Tell me.
I feel for myself when I'm writing for my Nayo project, it's just very self-reflective. And like I said before about the words being spells and being really intentional with all the words I use and creating a audio space in which I can feel held in has been the objective for that. And then I have a band in England called Neon Grew. So much fun to just like throw all of that out the window, be like, all right, get out of your own head and like bounce ideas off other people. Yeah, co-writing with people is not something I do heaps in my solo thing because I like it just, I
Cozy when it's just me.
so yeah, it's fun to like play around with that and expand it. And the minute you start feeling like comfortable or like, oh yeah, this is my process, whatever, like go fuck it up. Go find a new way to do it as well, because you'll get bored otherwise.
So today you are also here to perform for us a song that you've written called You Are. I was listening to this on the car ride up yesterday and I felt like I was transported into this magical world of something that I didn't even know existed. So I'm really excited to hear you play it. What is the song about?
I wrote it on a break from tour and I just wasn't feeling particularly strong in myself. And I love reflecting on nature in life. So the song's just about like believing what you are and figuring out what you are through the reflection of nature and realizing like, oh, nature is so cyclical and you think you mess it up, but the rain's just going to come and make you clean again. And I just needed a reminder of that. And I was like, I just want a nice song that can like hold me in that space. And then the end of the song on the record is like sort of big chaos, big sound. And I really like taking my music there and like, how can we take something beautiful and then make it really, and then bring it back.
One of my most favourite parts of intros is getting the guest, i.e. you, to share a shout out of an artist that you would like us to know about.
I do have an artist in mind. Her name is Juliana Zachariou and she is based in San Diego and she's been such a inspiration to me since I met her at a gig like 8 years ago. She's self-produced and played every instrument on like both of her records.
Amazing.
And she just gets it done.
Love that.
Is just so beautiful. And I think her songwriting is like, you're gonna love it.
What does the future of Nayo look like?
I don't know. I'm working on things. I think when you're not releasing music, there's always the fear of like staying relevant. And that's the moment I had just then where it was like, oh, what do I have coming up? And like, I'm holding space for myself to like rest and recuperate.
Which is
for however
so
long that takes.
important.
But it's really hard to do that. That's even kind of more of a mental battle than going on a huge tour, is like coming off it and being okay with doing nothing so that when you start to do something, it can be the best beautiful flowers that you could bring.
Thank you deeply for sharing and being vulnerable and willing to be in the space and bring all that you bring. And really excited for the journey of whatever Nayo looks like. You're great. We're great. This is great. Great chat. Bye.
I believe in the sun, I believe in the rain, 'cause I've seen them become me time and again. Well, I've heard all the sounds from the road late at night, and I can't find some sleep. Guess I'm playing tonight. Will it always be this way? Well, in a dark, empty space, and I've made it myself just by searching for grace. Will it always be this way? Be what you are, see what you are, love what you are, believe what you are, and know what you do. It's unique to you. Be what you are, just see what you are. Do you look for the rain as it's hitting the pavement? Or do you search for the sun as if life is only once? Could it always be this way? Be what you are, see what you are. Oh, go on and love what you are, believe what you are, and know what you do. It's unique to you. Be what you are, just see what you are, and look for the sun. Oh, it's always the one to tell you what you are. Do you believe what you are? Be a part of my heart, be a part of your heart, be a part of my heart, be a part of your heart, be a part of my heart, be a part of your heart, be a part of my heart, be a part of my heart, be a part of my heart, be a part of your heart, be a part of my heart, be a part of your heart, be a part of my heart, be a part of your heart, oh, be a part, be a part, be a part of my heart, yeah. My heart, your heart, no end, no start. I believe in the sun, I believe in the rain, and the way that they wash me again and again. May you always live this way.